The silent majority who are ready to rip the Band-Aid off the lies and falsehood they have been preaching to you is done. Welcome to The Silent Majority Speaks with your hosts, New York State Assemblyman Dave DiPietro and Pastor Al Robinson.
Welcome to The Silent Majority Speaks. This is Pastor Al Robinson and David DiPietro getting ready to get it done again. You ready for this?
Yeah,
Let's get it done. Yeah, we got a lot of nice topics for you guys to listen to today, but we're going to be touching on some subjects that are really heavy, and it does warrant your consideration. The first topic that we're going to discuss is something called the Muslim Brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
Which
is a true thing. It's happening, and especially after the shutdown just ended last night, this is taken off now. The Democrat Party's totally changed.
Yeah, I heard that the NAIR and CAR and NGOs and all of these the actual people, including the FDA, funneled money into these Muslim entities that seem to be traced right back to the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah, well, last night we were talking about it, and last night when the government opened up was the death of the Democrat Party. It's no longer the Democrat Party anymore. It's the Communist Party. The Communist Party, you watch it, they are freaking out on all those every moderate Democrat. There's no such thing as a moderate Democrat anymore, or there won't be, because they're going to wipe them out. But last night we saw the end of the Democrat Party as we grew up with it, or as we knew it over the last 5 or 10 years. It's now the Communist Party has taken over. November 12th, 2025. Death of the Democrat Party.
And that's honestly, we had a balance, right? We had the Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, the liberals. We had this this balance, and now there is no balance. It's just radical left, radical Islam for starters. Mm-hmm. And they're going to use the verisimilitude of the left to kind of Trojan horse their way in there. And then the very people that they use to get in there, they're going to eliminate.
Well, it's happening around the world. The communists and the Muslims have teamed up for the first time. You're watching it now.
Yeah.
They teamed up around the world. They found the game plan after decades where it was the Muslims, it was the communists. Now they found the game plan on how to take down the Western culture. And they're doing it very successfully all over Western civilization. And now they're in the United States, and it's getting to a point where we better wake up, or because it's already here.
Yeah, we're going to wake them up, though. These guys will be awake when we're done talking about this. As a matter of fact, play clip number 1.
Islam is trying to take over America.
We as Muslims want to implement here in the United States. We believe the Constitution should be replaced by the Quran.
The ones who don't accept the ruling of Islam, they must be fought.
I will abolish the Constitution.
And so before it was by the sword, now it's getting themselves into parliament.
A mayoral candidate, Muslim. Vice President of the Minneapolis City Council, Muslim. Tramec, Michigan, Muslim. Mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, Muslim.
You live here. I want you to know, as mayor, you're not welcome here.
Let's make one thing clear. Islam is trying to take over America. And we see this not just happening in America, but we see it happening in other countries, for example, the United Kingdom. And what's weird is people are just letting it happen. But let me tell you something. The way the enemy starts, he starts off small, and then he keeps on gaining small territory after small territory to the point where he has so much territory where it's going to affect you and your family. And I believe that this needs to be addressed, not just by the politicians, but this needs to be addressed by the body of Christ. We need a war in the place of prayer, war in the place of intercession. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Hey, it's time to sound the alarm. Jesus Christ is coming soon, and these days are just getting darker and darker.
That's crazy.
It is.
I don't think that people in America really understand the depth of this attack, this invasion against our principles, our ideals, our religions, our civics, our culture. This is an on-out onslaught against the American way of life.
And it's in Albany where I'm at. I see it every day for a number of years now, where they come out, they laugh at the Constitution. When our attorneys say you can't bring this bill up, it's unconstitutional. This goes against the New York State and the federal Constitution. And we will read the part, it's black and white. And they laugh at it, and they come right out in public, right there on the floor of the assembly, and say, we don't believe in the Constitution. It's an old white man's document. It doesn't pertain to us anymore. We don't believe in it, and we're going to change it. We don't care. We're going to pass this. We know. They say, we know it's unconstitutional, and we don't care.
That's a shame.
They say that right on the floor of the assembly and in the Senate, and I see it. I'm there, and we have to wake up to this, because the media will not tell us.
No, they're not. They're complicit.
And Muslim Brotherhood is taking over. It's taking over. And I've said that for a couple of years in Albany. It's no longer Republican Democrat. It's Muslim communism. Because when I started, there was one communist. Now there's about 17 or 18. Those are registered DSA members in the New York State Assembly.
You know what's really scary is that there were 280 elections. Out of these 280 elections, there were 42 people that won the elections that are Muslim. That's 15% in just one day.
Yeah, there's 280 Muslims elected already.
That's just...
And this was it's growing and growing, and this was a huge year. 42 more Muslims just got elected into government offices.
While America sleeps.
The Muslims, the problem is people think Muslim is a religion. It's not. It's a government. It's a government entity. That's why they don't believe in the Constitution. They don't believe in Jesus Christ. They do, but they don't believe in the Bible.
He's just a prophet to them.
Yes, they don't believe in our Christian values. They don't believe in anything that we stand for. Freedom of speech. They don't believe in it. And it's not even one man, one woman anymore, or one man, one man. It's you can have 4 wives, you can beat them, you can kill them.
It's in their own Quran.
That's right.
That's what it says, And then they got these honor killings where, some nut just pops up out of anywhere and just stabs you to death. I mean, honestly, this is something that I got to talk about, because I think there's irony in this. You have the Nation of Islam in America.
Yes.
And the Nation of Islam is like a pro-black Muslim kind of entity. And what's ironic about that is back in their homeland, these same black people are sold as slaves. They're literally still today sold as slaves today, 2025. Really? Yes. In 2025, they were the part of the transatlantic slave trade. They were pivotal in making sure that blacks got sold as slaves. And black people are smiling and saying, I'm a Muslim, and putting on the garb and walking around like that, like they're holier than thou. That's a shame. They don't even understand their own history. They don't understand what is really happening. And, I talked to a young lady today, and she reminded me of when our nation was just formed. Right? And our nation was just formed brand new, and these same Muslims and Islamic individuals made America pay 20% of its gross national product in order to not be attacked by the same people that did the transatlantic slave trade.
Right, over on the Barbary coast,
yes.
Tripoli and stuff,
yes.
when our trade ships were going through.
Yes.
And then they were part of the Atlantic, and then we were paying them not to come over to our country.
Yeah.
To actually
murder Americans.
Yeah.
You heard the man, if they're a Jew, if they're a Christian, or if there's others, then they're worthy of death. And he said that they will supplant the Constitution with the Quran. The Quran in Surah 9:29, it says that you and me, the Christian, we're the infidels. And either we get killed, or we pay a tax. And get humiliated for the rest of our lives.
That's right.
I'm not doing either. Right? You're not going to come to America and do this, but they're having children. Our wives are having children at what? I think 1.6 per family.
And Muslims are what? 8?
No, it's like 7.6.
Yeah.
Yes, it's crazy. They're out multiplying us, and they have this long-term strategy in order to take over America. And when they do take over, see, this is what people aren't understanding. When they take over the UK, when they take over Germany, when they take over Ireland, they're taking over first-rate world superpowers.
That's right.
Which gives them the ability to have nuclear arsenals at their fingertips for free. All they did was run in there, yell out Allahu Akbar, threaten to kill a bunch of people, and now they're running an entire nation. It's just crazy.
Well, we're living it.
It's nuts.
Folks are listening to Al and Dave We're going to take a quick break here. We've got more,
Yes,
so
we
don't
do.
go away.